Hi, my name's Luke Marson, and in this demonstration I'm going to show the timesheet functionality in SuccessFactors Employee Central. I'm currently logged in as Emily Clark, and I need to enter my time for last week. I'm currently in my profile, but I'm going to select the Employee Files menu and go to the timesheet. Now, as we can see, I've been brought into this week's timesheet, and specifically it's opened it up on today's date. Well, we can see on Monday it's greyed out and there's a star. This is to show it's a public holiday. Over here we can see the navigation buttons between weeks and the current timesheet week. However, I need to enter my time for last week, so I'm going to scroll back to last week. Now, it's been a busy time for the team, and so I've been doing some overtime to help out the team. I currently work a 40-hour week and I get paid on an hourly basis, but I'm also due overtime. I get paid for the first 2 hours of my overtime at the standard rate, but anything above that I get paid at a higher rate. So let's enter some time. On Monday I did 8 hours. We can see that appear here, and it shows the number of working hours. Now if I expand allocate hours, I can see all the hours that I've done, and I can also enter other hours. So for example, I have another time type for overtime, so here I can enter my overtime hours. Now I did 3 hours of overtime on Monday, so I'm going to enter that here. We can now see that the overtime hours have appeared on the screen as well. They're in a different color, so they can be easily distinguished from the normal hours. So on Tuesday I did my standard 8 hours as usual, but again I also did some overtime, this time just 2 hours. Wednesday I couldn't stay late because I had a prior engagement, but on Thursday I did 8 hours, and then I did another couple of hours of overtime to help out the team as well. On Friday, well, it's Friday, who wants to work late on a Friday? I just did my normal 8 hours. So now my time's entered, and we can see the different types, and we can see the overtime clearly distinguished from the standard hours. And we can see up here the days are grayed out for those hours which have where there's more overtime than there is on other days. Here we can see the total of 47 hours, and the status is still be to submitted. Now, if I entered my time maybe on a daily basis or every couple of days, I can actually save a draft of that timesheet by using the Save Draft button, and that enables me to come and go on my timesheet as I please. So I don't just have to enter it all in one go and then submit. However, since my timesheet's now entered, I'm going to click Submit, and this is going to show me a quick summary. So for the week of 8th to the 14th, I've entered 47 hours. And I'm going to click Submit. So that's now going to go through to my manager for approval. So that concludes my demonstration of the timesheet functionality. But before we go, I want to show you some of the features about how the data is stored in the back end, so we can see the time valuation and how the data might look if we want to send that through to payroll. So we're now in Manage Data in Admin Tools, and this is where we can see all the different data for the metadata framework objects. So here I'm looking at an employee timesheet object. I'm looking at the record for the time that I just entered. So we can see the start and end dates here, we can see it's approved, and we can see my name, of course. So this just stores all the related object data for all of the individual employee time. What we're interested in are the time valuation results at the bottom. So as I mentioned earlier, the first 2 hours of overtime I do just get paid at my standard rate. So we can see here for the time type group overtime, I did 7 hours of overtime. So my 40 hours plus my first 2 hours of overtime are paid at the regular rate. And then the 5 hours above that, they're paid at my overtime rate. So when the data gets sent to payroll, I'll be getting paid correctly as per my contract and as per the overtime hours I worked. And that concludes my demonstration of the timesheet functionality in SuccessFactors Employee Central.